Perisher is the amalgamation of several ski resorts to form the largest ski area in Australia. Perisher offers lots of terrain for beginner and intermediate skiers, but limited steep and technical terrain for advanced skiers. The resort receives 190 centimetre snowfall each year, and with 60% of the terrain rated intermediate, this is a resort suited to the adventurous beginner or progressive intermediate skier. The resort has the main Perisher Centre base area, but the ski tube provides access through to Blue Cow Terminal, a secondary base area. There's also the Smiggins Resort that provides separate terrain and parking with ski access to the main Perisher Resort.
The beginner and intermediate trails are grouped, enabling skiers to find areas that suit their ability all across Perisher. This makes it a great resort to explore. Advanced skiers will need to search out the steeper and more technical terrain, which is limited and scattered across the resort. That being said, when the snow conditions are good, there are lots of places to duck into the trees and have fun. With only 4 express chairs out of 34 lifts and pommers, this is a resort for the patient skier. Plus, with more than half of these being T-bars or J-bars, snowboarders may feel access to some areas is constrained. Perisher is big and caters well to the large volumes of patrons it receives, and is perfect for beginner and intermediate skiers or boarders looking to level up their skills and explore.
Heading to Perisher is a 5-hour drive from Sydney, or roughly 3 hours from Canberra. There are bus and private transfer options from both Sydney and Canberra to and from your accommodation. Alternatively, Snowy Mountains Airport is an option for anyone considering private charter flights. If you're driving, you'll need chains as required by law, and if your car is diesel, make sure to get Alpine Mixed Fuel or Winter Fuel additive. There is also a national park fee that you'll need to prepay or purchase on the day.
Perisher has 3 main base areas: Perisher Village, Blue Cow, and Smiggins. Perisher Centre is the main base area with all required facilities and some accommodation. Blue Cow, at the end of the ski tube, provides food, locker, and toilet facilities. Smiggins provides most facilities along with more accommodation options. Accommodation is spread out around Perisher Village, Guthaga, and Smiggins. Some is true ski in, ski out, but most is a short walk to a lift. There is a bus between the village and Smiggins, while the ski tube links the village to Blue Cow.
There are a number of small restaurants and cafes across the resort, such as Powder Inn and Pretty Valley Kiosk. The main food halls are at Perisher Centre, Blue Cow, and Smiggins Hotel, providing many options and plenty of seating, and there are lots of places to eat a packed lunch at all these main base areas.
Let's get into the skiing. For the beginner, the Front Valley at Perisher Centre or the starter area at Blue Cow provide open, gentle slopes to learn. The 8-seater Village Express means Front Valley can be quite crowded, but this might be preferred over the slow, early starter lift at Blue Cow. Wood Run or Pretty Valley provide longer green trails away from the main beginner areas for those with a little more confidence. The different aspects of Front Valley, Happy Valley, and Pretty Valley allow beginner skiers to escape any adverse wind and weather.
There are a few adventure zones for kids across the resort, like Discovery and Snowy Trails, while the Yabby Flat Mini Park has some great features for younger skiers.
For the intermediate skier, the trails of the new Mount Perisher 6 are the go-to area of the resort, providing access to long, rolling blue trails and a few gully areas that are great for building skills and confidence. The new lift makes this the best place to rinse terrain and avoid T-bars and slow fixed grips. How the lift and trails handle the increased attention remains to be seen. The Freedom Quad Lift also has a number of excellent blue trails off Guthaga Peak for the adventurous intermediate skier, with Schnaxel and Mother-in-Law both technical blues. The Interceptor Quad provides access to some fun trails and tends to be less busy than other parts of the resort.
There's a few terrain parks across Perisher. Slopestyle provides an opportunity to put on a show in front of the main village, and Leichhardt has some great features but can get busy. Blue Cow tends to be a little quieter, but the features may be limited and subject to snow conditions.
For the advanced skier, the Summit and Ridge lifts provide access to some enjoyable terrain. Zali's is a lot of fun early in the day, before the corduroy gets scratched off, and Kamikaze has some steep pitches but can be scraped out at times. The Interceptor and North Perisher T-Bar, if operating, provide some short, punchy trails away from the crowds when conditions are good.
There are a few things to be aware of for Perisher. The resort has snowmaking facilities serving Front Valley, Blue Cow, and Smiggins, ensuring snow for beginner trails. The resort is peppered with T-bars that snowboarders will find challenging, while skiers get frustrated by the reduced capacity. That being said, sometimes the lift queues warrant using the T-bars. With only a handful of express chairs, there's plenty of time to catch your breath or make new friends while on the lift. Lastly, the New South Wales school holidays. 2 weeks in July are very busy, along with weekends in August.
It is also worth noting the Guthiga Way Trail has some flats, so keep your speed if you are using this to get to the Freedom Quad. The lift queues at Freedom Quad can get long, but the new Mount Perisher 6 may pull the crowds away from here. The chute is the main route to Pretty Valley. The mix of ski abilities on this narrow trail can make it a bit tricky. The top of the summit and Mount Perisher lifts are the best places for a panoramic selfie, with intermediate trails off the mountain. While Perisher is far from Sydney, it does get weekend traffic, so expect crowds on weekends or when snow conditions are good.
Terrain at Perisher is spread across multiple valleys, providing an opportunity to escape any bad weather. However, make sure you have enough time to work your way back to the base, especially when the fog rolls in and visibility is low. Some of the long greens have very flat sections and can get especially congested in the narrow parts of the trail.
There are on-mountain accommodation options at multiple locations across Perisher, a legacy of it previously being multiple separate resorts. This means Perisher Village is not very big, and the restaurants and bar options are separated and less accessible from the other base areas. It does, however, make for a more peaceful base area, considering the size of the resort. Some accommodation options require a short walk to the base areas, so are not true ski-in, ski-out.
There is a bus between Perisher Village and Smiggins, or the ski tube from Blue Cow to Perisher Village if you missed the last lift. Most visitors stay in Jindabyne and drive up, so accommodation down the valley isn't much cheaper, and day parking does fill up quickly, especially on weekends. And the ski tube is well used during these times. There are also activities like snowshoeing and tobogganing for the family and non-skiers, and if you're staying in the village, a car is not required.
In our opinion, Perisher is a great resort for the beginner and intermediate skier looking to build confidence and skills. The limited steep and technical terrain which is scattered across the resort may frustrate advanced skiers. The facilities across the resort and extent of trails provide lots of terrain to explore which will entice the adventurous beginner, but the lack of express lifts and numerous T-bars diminishes the overall experience of this resort.
Check out our trail and lift videos to get the most out of your visit to this resort.